So in an effort to make the decision to invest in drum lessons a little bit easier, I decided to include some thoughts from my current students. The next video is going to be a group of students just sharing their thoughts on their experience so far at studying at Sonic Music. I'd also like to take a moment and thank the students that participated in this video for their time and their kind words. So here we are with Dan Weckerly, one of my fantastic drumming students.
Bill Resvanis, fledgling drummer.
Jason wouldn't start me on the triangle. He thought it was too dangerous. There were 3 sides that were pointed. So,
my name is Levi and started here last August.
Okay.
I looked like a crippled monkey. I did.
My playing was very stiff.
well, I mean, before I met you, I was hitting the drums. I wasn't playing the drums.
I wasn't relaxed, and I didn't really feel like, I really felt like I really had to work.
I never played drums before. I play guitar.
I didn't really have an understanding of how to set up my timing, set up the things I needed to listen for.
It's funny because I didn't realize how tight and like rough I was, and it was amazing how much I loosened up.
I received your packet right in the mail.
Realized I wasn't that good and I wanted to get better.
I was searching in the internet.
I saw the YouTube.
When you offered a free evaluation, I was like, oh wow, this person is interested in me as opposed to just hitting me over the head with material.
I did some comparison and I said, I choose you and I did not regret.
I made the connection for me.
I said, wow, that cat's cool, and I liked your presentation on the on how you teach.
Took a couple lessons with a person when I first bought the drum set, and I didn't understand my instrument, I didn't understand me.
I studied when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
I studied with a jazz drummer.
He was a good enough person and probably knew the drums to some degree, but we didn't connect for me.
George White from Center Each.
Yeah.
Then I bought some books.
Okay.
I was new and I didn't know anything almost.
And I bought a video.
And that was back in 1963, maybe,
Okay.
62.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you just open the door to like a whole new playing field.
They were helpful in, I guess, introducing me to my instrument, but it's like reading a calculus book.
Then not till I was like in my 20s, my early 20s, I went and studied with Joe Crusatis.
Okay.
Like I didn't know any of the techniques. I didn't know paradiddles. I didn't know, molar technique. I didn't know any technique at all.
I got to the introduction, I was like, yeah, this is great, and then I didn't understand any of it.
Right.
So it was just like everything was like a clean slate as far as that.
And so that's where you open up the world. I actually can now read a book. I've gone back to some of those old books, and I read things, and now I start to incorporate them, and it's
makes
actually,
sense.
yeah.
Right.
I could read a drum magazine,
Yeah.
which I wasn't able to really do. Actually, I thought the coolest thing for me was being a little bit older and being a beginner at a sort of a later age, that you were going to do a drum evaluation.
I wasn't expecting you to ask me those questions. Okay. I'll give you that.
Well, the rhythm chart, number one, I've never dealt with that before.
Okay.
When my relationship with you is like it's very, very what do you call this, calm.
And to be quite honest, anybody I ever talked to about drumming kind of just hit you with material and never really found out you as a person, as how you relate to the drums.
You seemed like you knew what you were talking about, and you definitely knew what you were doing, definitely, because I could see that.
The syncopation book, the way you break that down with the independence, instead of just making it a hand exercise.
Sure.
I mean, I don't feel any pressure then.
But it also sounded like you could show me how to get to what you were doing, which was the most important part, because a lot of guys, whether it be teaching music or anything, like you can have teachers that are great at science and they just can't teach their kids it.
Right.
I used to go to a guitar lesson and I fired him because I feel pressure.
You've made me successful at from the littlest things of being able to get the bass drum where I want it to be.
Yeah, you don't
Here,
want
I mean,
that.
the atmosphere is cool, and I think I learn faster.
You know, to me that was always like a guess.
Right.
You'd feel it, you'd think about it, but you actually allow me to now place it wherever I want, which is amazing.
That's what you said when I was looking at the internet, that many players, really good players, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean that
They know how to teach.
they know how to teach.
And also, you didn't seem like a 40-year-old pedophile. So that was great as well.
Well, that's helpful.
I wouldn't hesitate.
I would say absolutely go down.
I would tell him to just go for it.
I tell him nothing to worry.
If anybody is strong enough to say, hey, come on down for free, I'll evaluate you. I'll go through all the checks, the list, and let me see what you can do.
Even if you don't study with Jason, at least find out what your weaknesses are and what things you can work on.
Right.
Because, you know, if you really want to get better at drums, I wouldn't waste my time going into like a music store.
If nothing else, you walk out of here knowing a little bit more about yourself and your technique and who you are as a drummer, whether novice, intermediate, expert.
But absolutely, you should study with Jason.
At best, they find a great teacher in you, and so that would be why I would tell people to come down.
You're gonna learn. You're gonna love your instructor.
You actually opened up the whole world of drumming to me, how to listen to it, how to understand it, and now I'm incorporating that into my day.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Awesome.
Oh, that was all it takes?
Oh yeah, that was long tape. I got all that. That's great.
Great, great. Mom will be proud. Mom, sorry, nothing else really worked out. But the triangle, he said 2-3 years. After $500 a lesson 4 times a week, he will have me down. So this is great. I'm excited to be here.
Nice.
But that's funny because the more you learn, the more I'm learning,
Right.
the more I realize,
Right.
man, I don't know.
Yeah.